Because of large demand, we're going to continue our help desk tickets series. I hope you enjoy it and find it useful. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Irvin, also known as Kobo, and welcome to another help desk training video. We're going to work help desk tickets just like you would in a help desk environment. You know, like say you're working for somebody help desk is what I'm trying to say. Okay, if you're here for Office 365 videos, I will be making more. They're coming. They're coming. It's just that I'm taking a quick break to work some of these tickets that came through the system. So we're going to work these and then we're going to create more Office 365 videos because it's a new series that I've started. So don't worry, we're going to keep making those. And I appreciate your support. I really do. Okay, in the comment below, please let me know, what was I going to say? Please let me know if you prefer help desk or Office 365 videos at the moment. You know, and either is fine. I just need to kind of know who is interested in what, so that way I can prioritize on that. But I definitely keep on, I will definitely keep making these type of videos, which are help desk ones. And Office 365 and everything else. Okay, sorry about the introduction, but yeah, I had to just get that out of the way. All right, whenever you work tickets, please make sure you assign the ticket to yourself so you can get credit for it. If you're watching my video for the first time, this is a Jira service management ticketing system. It's free to use. I have people asking me this. All right, I'm going to get into it right now. Low memory warning on PC. Wait, is this the first one? That's okay. We're going to go with this one here. It's from Merta Noyan. I hope I'm saying your name correctly. Thank you for submitting the ticket. If you want to submit a ticket yourself, I will leave a link in the first comment as well. So please submit more tickets. Thank you very much. Hello, I am getting a low memory warning and even work Excels have been closed for this. Even work Excels have been closed for this. I'm not sure if I understand this sentence here correctly, but are you referring to even Excel's, like Excel's as in like Excel worksheets? Is that what you mean? Excel's worksheets that they get closed? Okay, let's just assume that's that. I only have about 400 megabytes of space according to the laptop. Well, that's not good. So you need to make sure you have enough space to work every time you open up new things, and if it's, especially if it's spreadsheets and if there are multiple Excels, it will start to take up space. So you need to make space. You need to make more space, and if you get those warnings, then you definitely need to make more space, right? Simple as this. There's a problem with laptops usually, and to save money, a lot of times local C drive like this here is only like 120 gigabytes, but by the time you format it, it's 110 or so, and you can run out of space easily because nowadays 110 gigabytes is not a lot of space. It's not a lot of space. So if you're saving your work to this or installing programs onto C drive, is not necessarily a good idea because you're going to run out of space, right? You can quickly run out of space. For those reasons, you want to have a secondary hard drive which you can install, like this one, like I have this one for video storage, and look, it's around a terabyte, right? And then I've got this one is just system reserve. This is whenever you format and install operating system reserve. This little drive, which is like only 100 megabytes, is created by the system itself. Let's go in and just kind of see what's inside. It's not visible here, but it is system reserved, and there are some system files related to system restore that are there. So back to the topic. You're running out of space. You're running out of space. Well, how do you make more space? You're going to have to make more space, right? Otherwise, things are not going to work. Well, first thing you can do is remove programs that you're not using. So if you go to add remove programs, just go through and see which one you don't need anymore. So let's say I no longer need, I don't know, something that might be any of these. You can go in, just select it and select uninstall. Make sure it's something that you will never use. Okay, so that's step one. And then there's step two where you can, make sure that your recycle bin is emptied here. Okay, let me just organize this here a little bit here. These files are from working on Office 365 videos. So if you have things in a recycle bin, just right click, empty recycle bin. That's going to make some space. And then you can do disk cleanup. So disk cleanup, you can just do a search for disk cleanup. And disk cleanup, you can select which drive you want to do a disk cleanup to, and it's probably going to be C drive in your case. Click OK, and it's going to calculate how much memory it can free. You notice now it says recycle bin is 0 because we've just emptied it, but it will go through some of these places and see if it can remove some of the data. So here are some stuff that you can remove. Sometimes it's a lot, sometimes it's not much. You can also do cleanup system files, and for this you need administrator login. So what does that mean? That means you can delete some of the system files related to Windows updates, to system restore points. They can take up time. So now notice now we have some other options. For example, Windows Update Cleanup. We can delete this. So it looks completely different from what we've done before. So make sure you click on that. And here again, just to compare how it was before we opened it up. Well, I can't open up another version. I was going to do a side by side. But anyways, you know that we suddenly have a lot more here that we can delete. So here it is, Windows Update Cleanup, and it tells you what it is. Windows keeps copies of all installed updates from Windows updates. After installing newer version of updates, Windows Update Cleanup deletes or compresses older versions of updates that are no longer needed and taking up space. And then you can delete this, and then afterwards you can, you have to reboot, I guess. And it's almost 7 gigabytes, which is a lot, right? And then you can see other stuff here that you can start to delete. And then I'll show you more. There's a lot more you can do too. And if you click on the next tab, you can do a, well, this is programs and features. This is what we looked at previously, which is very similar to add remove programs. It just looks a little bit different when you open it up. But this is how it used to look like whenever you were using Windows 7. And I guess if you're still using Windows 7, this is what it's going to look like, programs and features. And here is what we kind of saw previously. It's just that it's a different looking. But from here, you can turn Windows features on or off. So if you go in here, you can remove parts of operating system that you don't need to use. So let's say you have, I don't know, Hyper-V installed for some reason. You can select or just uncheck it. Make sure there is no check mark. You click OK, it's going to remove those features. But as somebody who may not know much about computers, no offense, because a lot of people watching my videos are still learning and new computers, do not play with this stuff. Do not remove or add anything in this here. I'm just saying this is an option. All right. So what else can we do? We go back to the C. We can start to delete some of the stuff that we don't use. For example, if I go to downloads here, there's a bunch of stuff in here that we can delete. We don't need any of this stuff right now, so we can delete it and make some space. So go to your downloads folder, you can delete all that stuff. You can go to root of C, and you can delete some of the program data that's located inside of app data. So if you go to users folder, and for example, I'm logged in as Kobuman right now, so this is my local profile on the computer. You can see a folder called app data, and there are some things in there you can delete. So for example, if you are not able to see app data, that's because you go to view and then select hidden items. You see how it kind of disappeared. If you go to view and select hidden items, the app data folder will appear, or you can simply just type in app data. Okay, and a lot of stuff that's in here is configuration data, but sometimes some of the other data is stored that might be taking up space. So if I go to local, chances are there will be some stuff in here that you don't need to use. So let's say you remove a program that you no longer use. There might be some data left over. And here's a folder with temp folder. You can delete some of this stuff as well. You can see there is an installation of VLC, which is a media player, and I can freely delete this. So anything that you see in here that you're comfortable with deleting, you can simply just Control A and delete all of this, right? And right now you can see this action can't be completed because the file is open in Microsoft Edge. So this is a temporary file created by the Edge application. So there will be some stuff in here, just so you know that is actively being used. So that's what I'm saying. Be careful what you're delete. So let's say I want to delete the 4K downloader. This is an application that I sometimes use to download my own videos. Sometimes I lose my videos or storage of my videos on my video, and sometimes I want to reuse them and add them like a clip inside of another video. And so I use this program called 4K Downloader, and if I don't no longer use it, I can just delete this folder, and so on and so forth. If you no longer use WebEx, you can delete it. If you don't use Google, you can delete it. But keep in mind that this is configuration place for a lot of these programs. So let's say if I go to roaming, this is a roaming part of the profile itself, or your local profile, which typically houses configuration data as well. So if you delete any of this stuff, keep in mind that you will delete configuration data. So let's say I open up, Edge again, and stuff like my sign in, automatic sign in and cookies will be gone if I delete some of this stuff in there. So only delete stuff that you no longer use. So I can't think of anything else that you could do. Of course, you can go through your documents and other stuff that might free up space for you. But if you're, for example, using Chrome, you can also go inside of Chrome and delete temporary data. So if you do a drop down here and go to settings, you can do, I don't know, cookies or something like that. And then you can delete some of the browsing data here, which can be a lot too. For example, if I click on this, and if you time range and you select it to all time, you can free up quite a bit of space, especially if you're using this web browser to view videos, because a lot of that video stuff is stored locally. So that's a lot of places you can go to make free space. All right, so I'm going to have to reply to this. I'm going to say, well, I'm going to say, hello, this is Irvin with PC support. I have your ticket about let's see, a space issue on your hard drive. And then, normally if you're doing this for a customer, we'll do all these on behalf of a customer. Just make sure you're not deleting this stuff. So you can take control of their computer. In case you are not aware of what you can do to take control of a computer, here's an example of that. Here is a program called Dameware. I can just connect to somebody's computer, take control of their computer, just type in their host name, and then connect to them over the network. They just have to be on the same domain. And then, or you can just type in address of somebody's computer like this, for example, and then connect to their computer and take control of them while they're using it. Okay, you just need to have administrator privileges to remove all of this stuff. So you can do that. If you don't know what they are, you can ask the user what it is. You can tell them to go to system information. So for example, if I go to system information on this computer, you can see some stuff that will give you, for example, OS name, and instead of host name, it's going to be called something else. It's going to be called workstation name. Here it is, system name. This computer is called Stream, but sometimes it's called workstation name, machine name, computer name, PC name, whatever you want to call it. And then if if the user doesn't know what it is, you can navigate to tell them use command line to get your IP address. You can just tell them open up command line, type in ipconfig / all, and it'll give you the IP address of what they're using. Here is my wireless PCI Express adapter, and the IP address on this is this. So I would take that, right? I would get that information. I would ask the user, well, what is it? And then I'm going to open up Dameware, and then I'm going to do that, and I'm then going to connect. Okay, and you just have to make sure I use Windows NT challenge. Okay, so yeah, it knew that it was a loopback. So anyways, that's how you would take control of their computer. And it'll be the same thing as if you were sitting in front of their computer. Okay, so I had your ticket about space issue on your hard drive, and then I'm going to type in, you can remove some programs that you are not using to make space. Now, I'm assuming that the issue is that you don't have a virus or something, you know. You can also delete files no longer used by the computer or yourself. And I'll say please watch my video for more details. So another issue is, you know, let's say, you know, it is a virus, you know, then you would have to go to the task manager and see if there are some issues going on, like a lot of, you know, high activity usage that is happening. So let's say you do have Excel open, you know, like this. Let's say you have Excel open and you can see how much data is being used by Excel here in real time. And let's do this here, sort by name. You can see how much data is being used by Excel, and it's already 49 megabytes. So if you open up another Excel, it's going to, here we go, let's open up this template. Let's see how much this adds up to. So now it's suddenly 69.8. And then you open up another. All right, then you open up another. Let's see how much that is. That's 90.5 megabytes just for Excel. So if you keep open up, it's going to keep taking up more space. It's going to keep taking up more space. And this can also happen even if you delete some space, if you are actively using, for example, your Edge. So if you, let me show you this right here. So here is Edge. See how much it's using up right now? 55.9, and it's kind of fluctuating, but it's constantly doing something in the background. You see that? 0.2 megabits per second. It's constantly trying to figure out the data that it needs to download. And if you extend this, there are 3 different versions of that. And this where it says low memory warning, that's just the name of the ticket that we're looking at. It's not actual low. You see that? That's the ticket that we're working on. And then there are 2 different versions of Edge running in the background simultaneously. Why? That's so that it's faster to use. Whatchamacallit, Chrome does this as well, so does Firefox. So there are multiple versions of Edge open in the background. But yeah, well, keep in mind the total is, look at the total here, 55.9. So if I go to Edge and then go to another website, let's go to my channel, and I'm just going to play something randomly here. Here's my last video in case you haven't, I just released it. It's just out. So it's running in the background. Let's see how much memory is being used. You see it suddenly jumped to 355 megabytes, and it's going. And it's going. Why? Because it's constantly downloading data on that YouTube video, you know, as a catch, you know. So even if you delete some space, let's say you delete on the C drive, you delete 500 or even a gigabyte of memory, it's going to get filled up pretty much immediately. You see that? You see how fast it's filling up? You know, and so I have to keep that in mind. So I suggest that you remove and free up at least 5 gigabytes of space if possible. 5 gigabytes, if possible 10. But, you know, that's still very low. But in order for your computer to function, then you're going to need that much space. And it will slow things down if you don't. So just to clarify, what we were looking at was RAM usage. However, the point I was trying to make is that even though it's RAM usage, that RAM is being processed, right? RAM means random access memory, and it is used to open up files and programs. However, at the same time, it's also storing local cache data for faster access on your C drive. So if you're running low on space, let's say you have only 400 megabytes of space left on your hard drive, it's going to get filled up by the processes and functions of the operating system, in this case RAM, random access memory. All right. I'm going to leave it open And let me know if that helps. All right, unassigned. From same person. Here is trouble with shared calendar. Hello, I can't update the shared calendar. Please see attached screenshot. Ooh, this is blurry. I can't see this. Yep, I can't see this. Unfortunately, I can't see this. It's too blurry. New tab. I'm gonna try to open up a new tab. Yeah, it's too blurry. I'm sorry, I can't see it. But let's see again what the issue is. Oops, I lost track of it. Here it goes. Trapped. Trapped. Trouble. Trapped. Help me, I'm trapped. Trouble with shared calendar. Hello, I can't update the shared calendar. Please see screenshot. See the screenshot. I don't know what the screenshot is, unfortunately. And I'm going to have to say, hello. I already talked to this person. I already introduced myself, so I don't have to introduce myself again. Please send another screenshot or provide the error text. I'm going to say, so sometimes there could be an issue with shared calendar. I thought I spelled it correctly. With shared calendar if person sharing it has not provided correct access permission. So this is just to get you started. Please let me know if that helps. But from what I've seen, person who is providing the shared calendar typically needs to go in and make changes, update things, even remove it and re-add it and try to add the people or re-invite the people who are going to use it. So let's go ahead and open up Outlook. All right, I'm going to open up Outlook. I'm logged in as Mike Moser on this Outlook, and that's one of the people we used in our Office 365 training videos. So here's just a regular mailbox on the bottom here. This is just a mailbox. This is Outlook 2019. And if I click down here, here is our calendar. Now notice when you're part of a team, you'll be able to see other people's calendars that are part of your team. In this case, we have a team that belongs to Sally Moe. She is a finance team person, and they are part of this shared mailbox, and he's part of it as well. We got Sally Moe, we got Bob Bobson, and new user, which is somebody we were testing with, and this one too, when we were playing around with the Office 365 videos. So if you want to see their calendar, which is a group calendar, you can click on this, do a check mark here, and if you want to create a meeting in here, you can certainly do so. You can see how it's populating and trying to update information from these users based off of their activity. But if you just want to create a calendar that's only you creating the calendar, then you have to make sure this is unchecked because this is a group calendar, and within your own you create a meeting. So just right click anywhere, you can say new appointment. It doesn't matter, new meeting or whatever. And you can call it team meeting. And then you can start to invite attendees. So you have to do this. You have to re-invite these people. So if you click on two here instead of, you should be able to like pull up some of them. If the cache is downloaded locally properly, for example, look for Bob, it should automatically, eventually find them and just kind of populate them. Or you can manually type in their email address and this and that. Or you can simply click two and it will show up with a directory of people that you are working with, or individual people, if you will, and for your organization. And you can you can invite entire distro of people. So let's say you want to invite, I don't know, finance group, or let's say deployment team. Here's a deployment team distro. This will send an email, invite all the people in that distro to this. So we're going to send this, and I'm going to click OK. We're going to invite deployment team. We're going to talk about plans for deployment. Okay, so I'm just gonna send. So what that was is just asking for a location. It doesn't matter. You can send anyways. So all these people got this re-invite again. You know, you got this re-invite again, and what is this? I think this is the one we just done, and it's uh, due today. I guess 1 hour overdue. I think that when did I set it up? Oh, okay. I set it up into. So that's a notification because I created this in a uh, the time where it was, in the past. So if I move this down, the team meeting is going to be like, let's say at noon. Okay, so instead of being at 10, it's going to be at noon, and I'm going to send update. Send anyways. So now the meeting is changed to noon. So yeah, this is the line. The cutoff line right now is like 11:25, and I schedule it for 10. Anyways, I'm not going to bug you with this. Anyways, this is what you'll have to do. All right, this is what you'll have to do, and just to see what happens. And if you need be, delete, go in there, right click and delete the meeting, cancel the meeting, or whatever it is that you want to call it. And I'm going to leave this ticket open. We're going to move on. I'm going to do one more here. I might as well do this one from Lex, which is related to Office 365. Application crashing, not responding. And it says, thank you, Lex, for submitting a ticket. Hi, I recently received a new laptop and my Office 365 apps, Word, Excel, and Outlook, are crashing, not responding. I work in an enterprise environment, and I even tried the Microsoft Quick Repair and Online Repair, and uninstalled, reinstalled Office 365. Still experiencing the same issue. Hope you can assist. Thanks. So, and you work in an enterprise environment, which is great, and you have Office 365 apps installed, but you've received a new laptop. So this is probably related to that, and because, let's see, are they all crashing? Yep, are crashing, not responding. So, and you've uninstalled, reinstalled Office 365, still experiencing the same issue. Hope you can assist. Thanks. So, the main thing that I'm thinking here is that it could be related to, the computer itself, the laptop itself. I think there is a high chance it's related to that. Assuming that your previous computer worked fine, unless you received a new laptop, as a potential fix for this existential issue. So meaning that if you already had this issue and then you ordered a new laptop, they sent you a new laptop in order to rectify the issue, and you're still having this issue, then that's another issue. So what could that be? Because I'm making a lot of assumptions here, but let's assume here that you started having these issues when you received a new laptop. So let's start from there. First thing I would check if all of these are crashing. I would check the event viewer here. So right click on Windows icon and go to event viewer. I would check that to see if there are any system logs related to the hard drive issues. It's one thing when you're having problems with one application that it's crashing, but when you have multiple applications that are crashing, then that's something else. And I know you said, Word, Excel, Outlook, blah, 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 blah. I know they're all Office 365, they're all Office Suite, but each individual, like, this Excel is a separate application. Outlook is separate application. Word is separate application. And that makes me want to think that there's something wrong with the computer itself physically. So I would go to Windows Logs, go to System, and look for hard drive issues, hard drive errors. This is what I would do. So while it's happening, and you can create a custom view where you look for critical issues. This is probably the best way of going about it. And don't say any time, but let's say it crashed within 12 hours. If you select any time, it'll be really slow. It'll take forever, especially if you're having problems right now. Even if it just happened, click last hour or something like that. But let's do last 12 hours. And I'm going to click OK. I'm just going to click OK again, just to see if there are any issues. And here's one that comes up here, and this one is a critical issue related to kernel power. Now, what you want to look for is very similar to this, except it would be hard drive related. It would say HD0 or something like that if it's referring to your first hard drive, meaning your C drive. So it'll be hard drive and it'll be error, and there might be error that says read or write error, or memory issue, this and that. So it would look like this, except it would be different wordage. So that's what you're looking for to make sure it's not physically something wrong with the laptop is the first thing I would look at as, in my opinion, most likely the issue, even if it's a brand new laptop that you just received, because you never know. So this kernel power is just because I've basically shut down without properly shutting down this computer, and that's what happened here. So that's one thing, and it's really hard to guess this type of stuff unless you have a hands-on experience, and this is a hands-on access, I should say. Experience definitely does help. Otherwise, I wouldn't be able to come up with these potential issues. So that being said, from my experience and using logic, just by computer logic, what is the other thing that's more likely? So you go from the highest likely issue to the other ones just to see if it might be. So you have to do some brainstorming, meaning thinking about it. All right. So it's our crashing and not responding. What else could be causing this? Well, we know that Office 365 relies on internet connection as well. So let's look at that. You could be having some kind of internet issues or connection issues that could be causing this, which could also be seen in the event viewer just like this. You may have a pop-up that says your Wi-Fi connection lost or a LAN connection lost. So look to this. This is your first step, which could point to multiple issues or just one issue, or or if any issues, right? So this is your good place to check. Event Viewer is really good, especially if you are new to computer issues. If you can't find the issue, what's wrong? Go to Event Viewer for issues like this. It's crashing, it's slow, blah blah blah. Go to Event Viewer. It's there for you to use. So there could be some connection issue, right? It could also be your VPN issue, and it could be just your proxy issue. It could be connection issues in the sense. So there'll be next issues that I'll be looking at, network issues. So what do I mean by that? So let's open up a command line and just see what we can do when it comes to connection issues. You can see if there are any internet issues, if you've noticed. You can pretty much ping any website, and this is after you connected the VPN, after you connected the company's network, all of this stuff. So you can ping pretty much any website, and for example, Microsoft.com, and you can set this up to do bit 30 pings. Now it's going to do 4, and here's an issue right now, pinging Microsoft.com, and there could be reasons for this, but what you're really looking for is just the timeouts like this where nothing happens. So here it is. We pinged it 4 times and it's going to fail. So here it is. Sent and received 0, lost 4. So it knows that there is the IP address. It knows its location, but it's not able to receive a response. So that's an issue. So let's do a trace route command. So if you type in trace RT, type in Microsoft.com, we're going to see the latency in trying to reach this website. So this could be done for any website, but if you saw suddenly a huge amount of latency, here it is, it's like 1 millisecond, 8 milliseconds, 4 milliseconds. This is normal. Anywhere, in my opinion, up to 100 milliseconds, which is still questionable, but if you're saying like 20, 30, 40s, that's fine. But if you suddenly see something over 100, that's an issue, which could be causing problems with your Outlook, your Excel, or your Word, or anything like that. But why is that? Well, that's because Office 365 accounts are cloud-based, meaning internet-based, right? They're internet-based, if you will. So why does that matter? Well, because if you are not able to authenticate, because there's a period of time when you open up Excel and you are logged in with your account, you're logged in with your account, there's a period of time where your Outlook, your Excel, Word, it would try to check in, sort of like whenever you check in on your social media, let's say Facebook, you check in and it has to connect. Well, it does this periodically over time just to make sure that there's authentication, you're authenticated as well. So if there's an issue with this, this could potentially cause this problem. Anyways, I think it's more likely that there's a hardware issue in this, but we don't know because I don't have direct access to this. And I would use Dameware to log into it or some other tool, other remote tool. Hello, this is Irvin with PC support. My right shift is not working properly. PC support. This, okay, I have your ticket about Office 365 crashing. I think it's more likely related to your laptop hardware. Please check your event viewer for critical errors under system logs. There's a small chance that this might be a connection issue as well. Please watch my video or let me know in response. Okay, that's pretty much it. What else can I think of this here? And I didn't say, do uninstall and reinstall because you already done that. So that's one of the things you could do. In my opinion, you can, people are quick to reinstall and, add remove programs. And this is how it's done. So if I go to add remove programs, and if I want to repair Office, this is how you do it, by the way. This is how you repair Office. Go to apps and features or uninstall programs or whatever. And here is Microsoft Office Professional Plus 2016. And if I click modify, I can do a repair from here. You see here it is, repair, remove, or enter product ID. So I thought I had 2019 installed, but I guess it's 2016. It doesn't matter. So I can do a repair from here, and this is how you would repair it. That's how you repair Office Suite, Office products. And the same thing with Office 365 on local level. Let me do this here actually. In addition, try using the web version of Office 365 at office.com. So try using the web version. If the web version works fine, then you know for sure that there's something wrong with your computer. You know what I mean? If the Office 365 web version works fine, then there's something definitely wrong with your computer. And I mean, this is just a workaround to get you going so it doesn't crash, but that's just an option that you have there. All right, I'm not gonna close any of these tickets, but I will leave these open, and I'm gonna leave these two for another video. And yeah, I'm gonna hopefully more tickets are submitted so we can create more of these type of videos. Thank you for watching. I hope you have a wonderful day, and I'll see you next time. And if you can, please do me a favor and click the like button or subscribe. I really appreciate that. Thank you so much. Take care. Bye bye.